Trends, Challenges, Pathways to Success. That was the theme at WSTA this year, and sounds like you had a few successes.
We had an outstanding week, and the highlights for me were Governor Walker being here on Tuesday morning to sign the new Telecommunications Modernization Act into law. Thank you so much for being here this morning at an event that marks the end of a very long and often difficult journey, a journey which will result in the first significant updates to Wisconsin's telecommunications statutes in nearly 20 years.
The laws that we had on the books were well over 20-some years old.
Our governor started this process with a promise to modernize Wisconsin's telecommunications laws. Today, he will fulfill that promise. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Governor Scott Walker.
All of you understand that when we have telecommunications reform in this state, once this is signed into law, that this is one more opportunity in every part of the state of Wisconsin to open the door towards more economic development, not only in terms of the telecommunications industry, but opening up the door towards more opportunity in businesses that are here, that are growing here, and to attract more business and jobs to the state of Wisconsin. Thank you all for being here, and with that, we're going to sign this legislation into law.
Well, I think overall for consumers in the state, they're going to get more options, more competition. I think one of the biggest benefits that we've saw in this is that it's going to drive more job opportunity in the state. So again, our hope is, and part of this is working through the process with lifting some of the changes, reforming, putting in place some of the reforms that other states have done. I think that'll help us be competitive, and so that's really where we're hoping this will replace us.
We finally now have our laws up to the 21st century, and basically government has caught up with technology.
The governor signed it yesterday, and now we can figure out how to exist with fewer rules, few more options, and I believe that this new law, which was certainly a challenge, will lead us to new pathways to our success.
We had Shirley Bloomfield, the CEO and president of NTCA, with a very clear message to the members.
One of the things that's really important is for you to come together as an industry. That unity is incredibly important because you've got to speak with one voice because there's a lot of other voices out there. And I think having a path going forward, and that is really important. That's a little bit of what we're searching for on the federal front. How do you create a path going forward? I certainly commend you on your legislation that you got done in the state. That is huge. I know how very, very difficult and how long a process that is. And I will also echo what Rod said. These things are never perfect. You start off with what you want. You start off with, the world of if everything comes together, what it'll look like. And that's frankly not what happens in those backroom discussions.
This morning we heard from new PSC Chair Phil Montgomery, who delivered an address to the membership that resulted in many applause lines. One of the comments that we had a few minutes ago from a member was that a PSC chair or PSC commissioners probably never generated applause lines during their remarks, and we're very excited to work with Chair Montgomery moving forward.
I think the one thing that the governor has mandated our agency with is getting back to being a regulatory body, is to look at the legislation and the direction that the legislature and the governor pass and enact those laws based on what is before us, not what we perceive as the right public policy or direction.
It will free up the people in this room that are innovators, that have the technology capability, are willing to take on the risk to move technologies forward. So I'm very excited about that.
There are challenges, but you did have a lot of successes this year, so it was overall a great convention. And I didn't even have to comment. I was shocked this morning. One of the sponsors for the VOD TV came to me and said he got a call from one of the telcos that hadn't been able to make it to the conference this week and saw the signing of the telecom bill. We'd actually thought, this is timely, so we uploaded it. So
wonderful. That's great.
So, well, I appreciate everything, and great seeing you again, Bill.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan.